Hello viewers, I am Bhuneshwari, EBM of SRK ISD. Today, here is our esteemed faculty of SRK Engineering College, Dr. Satish Kumar Nadimpalli, Associate Professor of English and Department of English and Foreign Languages. Youth, the future of our country. So, India's National Youth Day is celebrated on Jan 12. So, what is the significance you find in commemorating the National Youth Day?
Gurubhyo Namaha. I feel so happy, first of all, to be on this occasion of great importance to talk about National Youth Day. It marks the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. That way, it holds a high regard for all the Indians. And Swami Vivekananda, as all of us know, is a true figure, true face of spiritual and cultural India. And all his preachings, he tried to promote tolerance, brotherhood, and encourage youth towards their full potential. And this is the right occasion to rededicate ourselves to the preachings and writings that he has given us. That way, we Indians celebrate his birthday as National Youth Day, and it is for all of us to draw a lot of inspiration from his teachings and to move forward and contribute our own bit to the integrity of the whole nation.
Okay, so by considering all these evolving times, what are the differences you find between the youth of your generation and the current generation?
Well, in my times, we didn't have this much technology, science, or this much, this many resources that time. I'll tell you one instance. For my history book, we didn't have good access to internet even that time in my graduation time. I had to go to my library and search for that book, which took around 2 hours time. I searched for it, but in vain. And even it was not properly arranged. That is one problem, and the books were also so limited. So such were the times. So we would, in a way, waste a lot of time trying to get the expected book. But the times have changed now. You have everything at a click away. You have many resources. You have access to every possible resource. And that way, you're so lucky to be in this frame of time where everything is at your doorstep. But the irony is, you don't have time. Some people don't have time, and some people don't have orientation. They are busy otherwise. They are busy making things otherwise. But if I had the resources that you people have now, I strongly believe inside that I would have done, great on my academics and better in all my, academic journey. But happy for all of you who have got a lot of exposure, who have got a lot of resources available.
So also, you can share your role model, who is your role model, and the qualities of those, so that impacts this early life.
True. When you want me to talk about somebody who impacted my life, well, I would first say we learn at least one thing from each who comes our way. It's not that you learn a lot of things from a particular teacher, particular human being, but everybody has got something to teach you in life. And to talk about my teachers, in fact, because it is through their hard work that I have become what I am today. And to talk about my teachers, I would first talk about Rahil Babu sir, who was my English teacher. I would always sit with him after my college hours. I would always sit with him and ask him all idiotic questions, I should say. because that was the time that I started learning English, and since all my education was in Telugu medium till graduation time, I had a great passion towards learning English. So I would always sit with him, ask him lots of questions, and we would sit for hours together. I'm still so grateful to him for all the patience that he showed, for all the help that he extended in order for me to pick up language. Later comes Professor Sudipta Bhattacharya, who is a professor of English at Andhra University. She is, of course, now retired. But her unconditional love, her being so resourceful, her being so informed, and her dedication, commitment, spiritual temperament, all these qualities have a great impact on my ideology, on my emotional makeup, and everything. And I always hold her in high regard, and let me pay my deep respects to all of them. And after my post-graduation time, it was Professor Anuradha Sudarshan, who was my PhD supervisor. Through her, I learned a wide range of things, not just one to mention. She appears so motherly, so caring, a highly resourceful person. You talk about anything, she has a lot to tell you. And I was always amazed at the expanse, at the amount of knowledge that she possesses. That way, I drew a lot of inspiration from her. And I also started, knowing about other languages, Kannada, Sanskrit, and other languages as well, because our very research was linguistics. It all went that way. So I always pay my deep respects to these three people, because they are so influential. They are the people responsible for whatever I am today. Thank you for reminding me of my teachers.
Thank you, sir. So, in your opinion, what are the challenges that at present youth are facing?
Well, there are challenges for every generation, and there are challenges for students at all stages. But talking about the present generation, the today's youth, well, I would say there are more opportunities than challenges, but to just talk about a few, there are still disparities in education. There are many challenges in terms of communication, in terms of job opportunities. We still have that limited set of jobs available for students. And there are still people struggling to have good education. They are so passionate, but still they are not able to have good education. They are not able to make it to universities, IITs, NITs. There are so many challenges, issues which are always there. But I strongly feel that wherever you are and whatever college you are with, if you are really oriented to your academics, really committed to your explorations, the affiliation or college or institution doesn't matter much. You can always come out successful with your commitment.
So, like in schools and colleges, how they can develop the youth, so upcoming youth, how can we?
Well, schools and colleges have a very big responsibility. They are to impart, they are to integrate the experiential learning, soft skills programs, technology literacy, digital literacy, financial literacy, environmental education, mental health programs, all these activities into curriculum. That's what I personally feel. Because they are to provide an environment that is responsive and inclusive for learning. It's only when you have such an environment, then you can have the students becoming really knowledgeable, really educated. there'll be a sense of completion. It's not just about scoring marks, doing well on the examinations. They would say bye-bye once the examination is over, but they lose the very fundamental thing. They are not aware of the very fundamental thing, that there is something which is expected to be carried to the later part of their life. And if the schools and colleges can look into this and see that there is holistic education, it's not just educational learning, but there is a lot beyond that. If these institutions can integrate all this into curriculum, there would be better citizenship in the country.
What initiatives can be made to promote unity in diversity among young people?
That's a very good question. In fact, Prime Minister Modi has been trying so hard to nurture this sense of unity in the youth across the country. And as part of which, in 2020, as my memory tells me, he called for a program called Ekta Bharat Shrestha Bharat, as part of which one state would be paid with another. Let's say one South Indian state would be paid with a North Indian state, and a North Indian state would be paid with one in the northeast part of India, and our Andhra was paid with Punjab. That way, the youth or students would get to have exposure to the cultural modes of other linguistic groups, and this, in a way, fosters a sense of unity in diversity. In fact, we should all celebrate this diversity, because no other nation in the whole world is as diverse as India. So it's for all of us to celebrate this diversity. And we teach always the world the beauty of being in harmony. Lots of religions, lots of sects. We are divided by many equations, but we're all one as Indians. And thanks to the government of India for such a great program, Ekta Bharat and Shrestha Bharat. And all college also took initiative. It also tried to make use of that program. And I hope there would be many programs of this kind, so that we can sensitize the youth of the nation.
How can we best equip the younger generations to face the challenges and the opportunities?
To equip today's youth in the face of challenges and opportunities, it's highly crucial to go for a holistic approach that encompasses education, skill development, and mental well-being. And when I say holistic education, it's not just educational knowledge, but it talks about critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, creativity, and so on. When these are very much part of your academics, you will be a complete man. You will have a better skill set. That's what I believe. And another very important thing that needs to be part of this holistic education is digital literacy, which means it's an increasingly technology-driven world, and the students are to be conversant with coding, data analysis, and so on. All these skills can be imparted. All these skills can be trained and imparted in the minds of the students through digital literacy as part of education. And the third thing I would say is soft skills development. For any profession that you take up, there needs to be always a human face. And you need to have good coordination skills, collaborative skills. You need to have good adaptability, and so on. And all this add to your professional facet. And very important thing that needs to be made a special mention is that entrepreneurial mindset as well. So it's not always about grabbing an opportunity, getting placed at certain company, but if you can learn and push yourself to risk taking, push yourself to trying your own hand at something, push yourself to start off something on your own. That would also be of great contribution to the whole nation. Do not always look for a company to come to you and give you a job. Try always to start off your own companies. Try always to start off something all by yourself. So this mindset is very much required for Indian youth now. That's what I strongly believe. So when I say holistic education, we have digital literacy, we have soft skills development, we have entrepreneurial skill set or mindset. You see, all these things would add to one's candidature. And I hope that these things would come into the present education system. And in fact, NEP 2020 also talks about all these things to be made part of the curriculum that's going to be for the coming generation. Let's all hope that we'll have a holistic education.
Yes, sir. I think mindset also weightage that.
Yes.
For the youth.
Yes.
So
growth mindset.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So what kind of mindset that young individuals should develop?
Exactly.
To achieve the success.
Exactly. Cultivate growth mindset. You can transform all the challenges into opportunities, because I personally strongly believe that every opportunity, every challenge has got something to teach you. And if you can learn to learn something from that, learn something from that, I'm sure you will come out with flying colors. There are challenges in every field, there are challenges in all walks of life. But what matters most is how you're going to convert them to your benefit. Are you going to convert them to your benefit or falling prey to that? You can convert everything to your benefit. It's always easy to say something and listen to somebody saying this, but how seriously you take it inside matters a lot. And I hope the youth will have right orientation towards this and would convert all the problems, all the bottlenecks, all the challenges into great opportunities and grow.
So I think the technology on the youth. So how technology impacts on the young people?
Well, with the advent of technology, there is a wide range of possibilities happening with the young people. There is better access to education. There is global connectivity. There is better interaction, social interaction, of course, online. And we have pushed boundaries. Somebody from the US can communicate with you and you can communicate with them. There are lots of job opportunities. You get to know what companies offering opportunities. You will get to know everything you will get to know everything happening across the world. So that way, the whole world has become a village now, and we're all very fortunate. We're all very lucky to be part of it, because there is instant communication, there is instant connectivity, the information transfer is very rapid. All these things are happening with the advent of it, and but we should also use it sensibly to our benefit.
Social pitfalls should be acknowledged when integrating into their daily lives.
Well, alongside the positive aspects, there are also potential pitfalls, as you have put it, because of this digital addiction. There is disturbance in sleep patterns. People are not socializing with other people outside, and there are also academic challenges, because you don't find time to be serious about your academics because of this addiction. There is also misinformation. You don't know whether to believe something which has come your way through WhatsApp. or rather means you don't know whether to believe it or not. It may not be authentic. So that way, there are lots of things happening. There are also mental issues which the youngsters are undergoing because of excessive facing the screen and so on. But it's always to the discretion of the youngsters to minimize. It is always to the discretion of the youngsters to know how much they can spend on social media and how much they can use technology in their daily routine, because educational commitment should always be the first priority. That way, you need to be very discriminate and you need to be very mindful of how much you're making use of it.
So how the education impacts the students of young people?
Well, I call this education to be a transformative force, because when we say education, it does not talk about only the marks or performance of the youngsters. It has a bigger role to play. It does not only impart knowledge and skills. It would also shape the character. It would shape the values, and it would also change the whole trajectory of the future youngsters. It has a very pivotal role to play in anybody's life, for that matter. And we have NEP 2020, which has paid a reasonable amount of attention to all these things. And soon we are going to have a new education system in India, where we will have a holistic education, as I have already put it. You will get to exercise all your creativity, you will get to exercise all your skills, you will get to learn about what's happening around you, because community engagement is also a very important thing which you need to pay attention. And this NEP 2020 is making a platform for an education that includes this community engagement programs as well. And there will also be resilience building workshops, which are also likely to be part of the education system that's going to be.
So what advice would you like to give to the parents and the communities in the country?
Well, I don't believe in giving messages or advice as such, but I have a few things to put to mentors or parents. See, every individual has got his own or her own mental build up, and finding fault with everybody and trying to correct them, trying to mend their ways. This is something which the youngsters don't like. But what you can do is always try to promote critical thinking, offer mentorship every time, and give positive reinforcement. Do not force them, always give them positive reinforcement, and respect their individuality. Let them have their own exploration, let them explore, let them learn all by themselves. You, of course, provide them all the required facilities. They'll see that there will be financial literacy, they see that there will be technology literacy, see that there will be digital literacy, so that they can grow on their own, they can establish themselves, and they can also be a good citizen to the world. They can contribute their own bit to the whole world. So as parents, as mentors, we have every responsibility to reach out to them, to help them in all possible ways. And we also have the responsibility not to demotivate them, demoralize them with our comments, with our preconceived notions and so on. Let them grow on their own. You help them in whichever way you can. I'm sure they'll come up with wonders.
Yes, sir. Okay, before going to conclude, let's have a rapid fire. So Swami Vivekananda.
A true face of India.
Youth.
The future of India
knowledge,
is power,
technology,
a tool for transformation,
criticism,
for better life process,
language,
is life,
education,
empowerment,
spiritual,
the final destination,
India,
Bharat. It speaks volumes if I say Bharat.
SRK.
Student development.
Okay, thank you, sir, for accepting our request. And your words will make many youth and individuals to develop their personality and their life.
Thank you so much for having me here. And I wish all of you National Youth Day. And there are many miles to go. We'll all strive towards perfection, excellence, contributing our own bit to the betterment of Bharat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.